Hi, I'm Melissa, and today we're going to take a look at the Chanel 22 bag. Today I have the bag in 3 different sizes to show you. So we have the small, the mini, and the medium. I tried to get them in a few different colors to show you some of the variation across the Chanel 22 line. This bag has become a fan favorite, and for a good reason. There is a lot of versatility to this style. Each size has its own benefits, so we'll definitely take a look at that and also maybe kind of help you decide if you're interested in buying one of these, on which size might be right for you. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe to my channel to stay updated with all my future posts, and give this video a like if it's helpful. Currently, this bag comes in 3 different sizes, and by the Chanel website, I'll just kind of be referencing the sizes based on that. So let's start out with, I guess, going from smallest to largest. Let's start out with talking about the mini. We'll kind of go over the features, and then we'll go over the features of the larger 2 sizes, and you can kind of start to see some similarities and differences, just kind of how this bag is. So this is the mini size, and this is the smallest size that the bag comes in. This one is in a beautiful rosy gold, and it also has this like shimmery finish to it. It's super beautiful. It even has rose gold hardware. Really love this combination, and it's just a beautiful release. So again, you can just start to see some of the variations that this bag was made in. Like this season, this one had rose gold hardware with a rose gold leather finish, and then some of the other ones just have like regular gold hardware, and we'll take a look at that later. So to start out with, the mini bag definitely has some differences to the other 2 sizes. But just to start out, you have a kind of nice and slouchy shape. This shape is very soft, casual. It's not very structured, so it kind of just slouches, and it does hang nicely, but when you kind of sit it down, it doesn't really hold its own very well. If you stuff it and have your stuff in there, it does give it a bit more support, but just on its own, it doesn't stand up by itself. But it's still nice in more of like a casual style. This one has 2 top handles, and they're kind of designed to hang across the bag. So here on the front, you have one with a little charm. The charm just says Chanel Paris, and this charm is not removable. And then on the back, you kind of have the other one, and this one doesn't have any charm, and it also just hangs there. So those chains can be used as a top handle, or you can use it on the crook of the arm, or you can just use them as decoration and hanging on the front. So on the front, you also have this Chanel logo in metal hardware. It usually will match the rest of the bag. And then that is like a really nice feature. I feel like it's very elegant and just super sturdy there. You also have this large quilting pattern. You just have a few quilts going across the whole bag. Kind of is that signature Chanel look. And then on the sides is a large seam. On the bottom as well, you do have those a little bit more prominent 4 corners. On the back, there's nothing besides the quilting and just that one chain hanging down. And then the other feature to this bag is that you do have 2 kind of longer straps. So this one, it has a leather strap, and then it also has a metal strap with leather woven through. That definitely gives you a few more options with how you can style the bag. You can wear them both together at once, and this bag is definitely long enough to wear crossbody, at least for me. Or you can tuck one of the straps in and just wear one of the other ones. And same vice versa, if you just want to tuck in the metal chain, you can just have the long leather strap, or you can tuck it in completely and you'll just have a little top handle bag. So this bag, it definitely has a lot of versatility and just so many ways of styling it, just with all those various straps and how you can kind of switch it up. The straps attach a bit lower here on the inside, which really helps them tuck in seamlessly. So when you want to have that sleek top handle look, they're not in the way and they're not like poking out, which I feel like is a really nice feature. Inside, this bag is mainly just one pocket. It does have a little slip pocket here on the back, and actually this has a tag. So this specific bag is from the 23S collection, which is when they did that like rose gold color. And that's pretty much it. Like half the bag is leather, the leather kind of going in, and then the rest of it is a canvas cotton material inside. This bag does have a slight drawstring feature. When you pull these chains, it does kind of tighten and you can get that more scrunched look here at the top. Also, you are able to maneuver this little charm across the bag into a slightly different position. You just have to take your time and mess with the chains and kind of move it around to the desired position. But if you want it on this side, for example, you are able to switch it over there. The next size is the small, and it's definitely not a small bag. I would say it's pretty large compared to other Chanel small bags, and it's still a really generous size. This specific one is in black leather and it has a brushed gold hardware. So right off the bat, you can see that it has the same design and structure, that same slouchy shape that's very like soft and malleable, and also it has the similar logo, the same kind of quilting on the leather, and then again with the chains. This one already is definitely a lot different than the mini size, and I feel like the mini is the most different compared to the next two. So this one, the small, it does have this little charm on the front, but that's pretty much all you have in terms of the straps, is just these two straps, but they are longer. So this bag is definitely designed to be more of a shoulder bag instead of the crossbody option that you have with the mini. And then this one, you can, I guess, kind of wear it on one shoulder and then have this hanging down if you want that decoration. But ideally, I think it's designed to be worn with both straps. And you also can kind of slouch it in more if you want that more scrunched look. So you do still have a bit of flexibility there. On the sides, this one also has a snap closure here, which the mini does not have. You are able to snap it or unsnap it, and I guess that's just to give you a little bit more room or something, or to have more structure there. But you have that on both sides. And then the closure here is a magnet closure, which is nice. It does kind of click in smoothly. And then nothing on the back, just simple stitching, and that's pretty much it. And then let's take a look inside. Inside, this one does come with a pouch, which is a huge bonus. It's always nice when they include a pouch with the bag, especially one that's detachable, so you can use it inside other bags. You can just have a lot of flexibility. You can even use this as like a little clutch. It's just a really nice feature to have, and I feel like an added bonus. So this is a zipped pouch. You can clip it onto that little string. And then inside you also have a zipped back pocket here instead of that little slip pocket that we had on the mini. So that's also a little bit more of a security feature, which is nice if you want something more zipped up in the back. And then overall, it's pretty much the same, just one main compartment, and same with that half leather and then the canvas cotton inner lining. The final size is the medium, and technically Chanel doesn't really write that it's the medium size, but I feel like that's what the unnamed bags are called. They just call this the Chanel 22, but it's technically the medium, I guess, since it's mini, small, and then medium. And this is the largest size that they make. This specific one is in this really cool kind of ombre ivory beige. It's a really unique color. The medium and the small are very similar and pretty much identical to each other, just besides the size. This one again has the same kind of front. You are able to easily adjust the positioning of the charm depending on where you want it. and same the back, it kind of can loop through. This one I feel like is actually much easier to get that scrunched look at the top, just because you have like more leather, and it just seemed a lot easier to pull down with that drawstring feature. On the sides, again, there is that snap, and then the back is the same. And then let's take a look inside. The inside also, it has the pouch and the zip pocket, and that's pretty much it. Again, it's just exactly the same, but just a little bit larger than the small. Let me try these on for you so you can see how they compare in size on the body. The 22 bag is a simple yet really functional bag. It has a lot of nice features, but it's not overwhelming, and it's just a great casual option. I feel like this one specifically would be a great everyday bag. If you are looking for like the most versatility, I feel like the mini size definitely would give you so many options with how you would style it. Also, in terms of dressing up or down, I feel like the mini has a bit more flexibility with being a more formal bag, just because mini bags tend to be a little bit more formal. And also the fact that you have the option to tuck in the straps and wear it as a top handle, I feel like that adds so much versatility. And if you're just going for like a night out, or you just want like a little top handle bag, this one is a really great option for that. If you're looking for something maybe more day-to-day, something more casual that you can fit all your stuff, you can throw it in, I feel like then maybe the small or the medium would be your best option, just because of the size and the more like casualness of them. I feel like they're a really great size. You can throw all your stuff in. You don't have to worry about like fitting it in. You can even put like a water bottle, and you know, just like definitely all the essentials plus some. The only real cons I can think about for this bag are just the overall slouchiness, and that's mainly just because its tendency to crease up over time. Over time, it can develop creases on the corner, and I feel like that's actually the most prominent on the mini size. The mini size tends to really get creased on the corners, even though it's like fully stuffed. It's just because the leather is kind of separate from the lining, and so it just tends to get those like bumpy corners. And then the overall slouchiness is still part of the look, so I can't really say that's like a con, because you're buying into that look of getting a more slouchy casual style bag. It would be nice if the larger sizes also had some kind of way to wear them crossbody. I feel like that would be a major bonus for the small and the medium. Especially the small. I feel like the medium is maybe a bit large to wear crossbody, at least for me, but the small could definitely work really well crossbody still, and it would just be really nice to have that extra feature, but it definitely works fine just on the shoulder. And then I really like also how comfortable these bags are. They just sit on your body really nicely. They just kind of hug your curves just because of how soft they are. It's just a really nice everyday bag. I feel like you can't really go wrong, especially if you're just looking for something to use every single day. Let me just give you a quick look at what can fit inside the mini size, and then we can compare it to the small, and you can just get an idea for how much space is in there and maybe for some of the things that you might want to carry. Let's start out with my phone, because for me, a bag has to fit my phone, and honestly this mini size still feels really spacious. My phone fit really comfortably in there both ways, so it can fit up and down like this or sideways. I have the regular size iPhone, but it seems like even the Max version would fit. And then let's test my large wallet. That fits really nicely as well. And then my keys and a lip balm. And I feel like that is really filling out the bag nicely. There is some more room on top if you want to stack stuff. You can fit like AirPods or just even some other small items. Really good. And this is how it looks stuffed. I feel like it fills out the bag much nicer, but it does add a little bit of weight. But overall, this bag is really lightweight, so I feel like it just depends on what you put inside to determine how heavy the bag will be. With the small size, the mini size could even fit into the small size, and you would still have room for other stuff, which just goes to show how generous of a size this is. I feel like it's a really great dual bag. I mean, I'll put the same amount of stuff in there, and you can just see how much more space is left. There is even that pouch, which you can kind of use to organize your stuff. Here it is. There's like 75% of the bag left. I could fit like a full-size water bottle in there, and probably even like my full-size headphones if I needed to carry them, and even some like snacks or toys for my daughter. It's just like a really great size, and definitely something that would be great for daily use. The medium size is even a bit larger, but still kind of feels similar in size, so you would even have more room if you need that. But I feel like both of these are great options if you need to carry a lot of stuff. Let me give you a quick close-up view of these bags so you can see the details. It's fun to see them release new collections of this in new leathers and styles. I feel like they're always coming up with something fun. I've seen like shearling for winter and just so many fun and bright colors. So I feel like it actually really goes well on this style, especially this like metallic coloring. I feel like it's so beautiful, and the slouchiness, it just also adds to the shine and dimension of the colors. For me, I feel like it's between the mini and the small. The small and the medium are just so similar in my opinion, so I would just go with the small because the medium seems like a little bit overkill for the size for me personally, but overall I think, you know, there is a buyer for that and somebody looking for a larger bag. This one is a great option, but personally I would choose one of these. Just the sizing would work best for me, but it's hard for me to decide if I would use the crossbody option more or if I would benefit from the larger amount of space. That's pretty much all I have to say about the Chanel 22 bag. I really like this style and I feel like it's a nice casual option from Chanel. If you have any other questions, also leave them down below and I'll try my best to answer. Thank you again for watching this video and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!